through the valley of the shadow of hell, you will realize that there is something ahead. Something that lurks behind the dark veil. A veil that is beyond our own comprehension. Beyond the void.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Void
Horror Podcast.
Woo! Man, notice that there's a different voice here.
It's attached to a vagina.
Which is something we don't see around these parts a lot.
No.
At least on the microphones.
I'm your first vagina on the show,
I think you might be right.
Wow.
But it's not that we don't want that. Like, we were actually looking for a co-host. But anyway, guys... First of all, I want to say Patrick could not be here this week. He may be back on Thursday. We don't know yet. But some things came up, some unforeseen circumstances that came up, and we wish him the best and his family right now. So
right.
We don't want to go into details right now, but it definitely is something that we were a little worried about. So we're just hoping everything goes well, and we're hoping for the best.
Right.
So, but we have, in place of Patrick today, at least, for Monday's episode, part 1. I like How to Date a Horror Fan.
How to Date a Horror Fan.
What do you think?
Okay.
Well, let me introduce you, first of all, to my girlfriend, Christina.
Oh, yeah, I'm Christina. I'm Alex's girlfriend.
Yeah. She's behind the scenes, guys. If you're ever on our Facebook or Twitter, a lot of the time she's posting stuff on there and trying to help us drudge up some like news and things like that behind the scenes. Plus,
help you guys out because it's a lot of work.
It really is a lot of work.
It is.
But she's also one of the people that comes up with a lot of the ideas. In fact, if you guys didn't know this, Christina came up with the horror shot idea.
Of course I did. I'm amazing. I'm so full of ideas. I'm incredible.
Yeah. I'm just agreeing with her. But no, like, she really does work very hard behind the scenes. She sees how passionate I am about stuff, and she just wants to help out.
Well, a lot of the time I put the ideas in your head, so actually you think you're coming out with the up with the ideas,
Yeah.
but really I put them there.
No, not at all.
But you just forget
I'm a
that.
genius. Let's just get that straight.
Right, exactly. That's exactly what it is, Alex.
But no, she also came up with, like, we're going to be doing a giveaway for our BTV VIP club. She's come up with that idea. She's putting together a huge box, like, that we can ship anything in at any weight, and we're sending it out to one of our BTV VIP listeners. So if you guys haven't already, by the way, if you go to longlivethevoid.com, you sign up. All you have to do is put your name, your information. If you win, your email, will contact you by email. You're going to want to make sure that you put that email when you get it in your inbox.
And you're signing up for the email VIP subscription.
Right. It's a subscription to BTV so that you guys can kind of stay updated when an episode airs, any news that we want to put up, anything like that.
But it's not like annoying. You're not going to be getting an email like 5 times fucking day.
No. We do it twice a week for every episode.
Yeah,
for each part.
Right.
But anyway, if
you should be writing us anyway, or you guys anyway, because you need to know how well you're doing or how bad you're doing.
Right, yeah. Like, it's probably really bad. We got, like, one listener, and they're just like, yeah, they're the best.
Yeah.
Well, this episode is dedicated to that one listener.
Yes,
so cozy up and grab your horror lover, because it's time to get down with BTV.
down and dirty.
But anyway, enough of that bullshit. First of all, Christina is actually technically podcasted long before I did.
I think I started back in like 2008.
Right.
I've been on like 4 podcasts. I've done like 4 podcasts.
Why don't you tell us each one? And then what just a quick synopsis of what they are.
The very first one was called like It's All Black and White or something. They did entertainment stuff, and I was on a few episodes for that one. And I was also on a YouTube video they did for Flight of the Conchords. They had a contest about the hippopotamus thing.
Oh.
And I was actually in the background of that video. I'll have to find it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't think you
didn't tell me that.
I thought I showed you it one time. It was
I don't
stupid,
think so. I'm usually not interested in whatever you say.
It was fun. Yeah, that's true.
That's what she thinks.
Yeah, he's usually
I'm just extremely ADD.
I'm extremely excited you're not on your phone right now. You're actually listening.
Well, if you want to hang out,
me.
this is where I spend my time.
Right. But anyway, and then I was on it was a video podcast, and then went to an audio podcast. It was called Just Noise. I did it with the Duchess Matt, and we just covered like pop culture stuff, a lot of gay stuff.
Right.
That was a lot of fun. At the same time, I also started a Project Noise. It was me and Tiffany. We did industrial music. That eventually rolled over. We got picked up by Coma Music Magazine and started those casts. That was probably the longest running one I did.
Right. Well, that's how I met you, is through Coma.
Right. That's how we met. I also did.
She hunted me down.
I didn't hunt you down. It was.
She stalked me at my window with a knife.
I don't get like way into details, but I just remember I Facebook messaged you because I heard your Hunted song, which it was
from
like,
my Black Ops band.
Yeah, was it your first song?
No, that was just one of our biggest ones.
It was one of your first.
I think it was like our second
as Black Ops, yeah. And we just loved it so much, so I actually messaged you to get permission to play it on the Inscast.
Right, before we were even signed.
Right, and that's how we started talking, and then I found out you live, like, right around the corner from me.
Literally a mile away.
Yeah, it's like, I would message all these bands, like, from all over the country. Shut up. And then here I come, like, messaging Alex, and he literally lived, like, a block away from me. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was pretty weird.
But
worked out, though, because then I just had a quick move when we moved in here.
Right, that's true.
But yeah, Christina's been doing this a lot. I was actually a guest on her podcast a couple of times.
Oh, yeah, and then when we went to a music festival in Montreal called the Kinetic Festival, and you did a shit ton of interviews and stuff for me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't want to do it.
Right, you didn't want to interview. Was that your first time? Oh, was it your first time interviewing? Because you interviewed Lords of Acid.
Oh, yeah.
Or you helped out with that interview. I wasn't there. But...
I did an interview for Lords of Acid, and I did one for something in San Antonio.
Oh, that's right. We went to San Antonio first.
Right, yeah.
I dragged you out there when we first...
And I didn't know what I was doing. They were just like, here's the questions. And I was like, these suck. Yeah. They were your questions. Some of them were good. I'm just being silly. But.
No. I am a horrible interview. I'm a horrible interview. Like, I'm passionate about music and I want to play and get it out there. But when it actually comes to, like, talking to the artists and stuff, like, I don't really give a shit.
Dude, Christina, actually, when she did interviews, can I tell them the story?
Oh my God, no.
Come on! Everybody wants to know this story.
Nobody wants to know this story.
Mike didn't.
I got drunk. This is pretty much the story.
Tell him who it was and everything.
I was so nervous. No, I'm going to tell. No one's going to know who it was anyway. I got so nervous that I had way too much to drink before the interview.
Right.
And I ended up throwing up so bad. I passed out.
In the interview.
I had to
You passed out?
I pretty much passed out.
While you were doing it?
Yeah, remember? I was passed out over the trash can for the rest of the night.
Oh, wow.
And it was like earlier.
Oh, is that speakeasy club that we went to where it was like.
Yeah, remember? Because we used to make out On
Not
top
that
of,
night.
Well, no, not that night, but we used
We don't
to
need to
make
get
out
into
on
all
top of
this.
the owner's car.
Oh, yeah,
It
and he
was
got mad
funny.
at us.
He got pissed.
He was like, my fucking car.
I think I called you the wrong name, like, one time, too, when we were making out, because I felt bad. I was like, oh, that's not his name.
I don't remember.
But
I was probably
anyway.
too drunk.
Yeah.
But enough about the lovey-dovey crap. I'm just kidding.
Oh, but we can get into, I was
What?
going to tell him, like, one of the first, well, it wasn't a date, but we hung out, we watched horror movies, because...
Right. Well, that was one thing that... Well, we'll get into that a little bit. Because that's going to be
We'll
part
get
of the
into
main
that
thing
later,
that we're
yeah.
going to talk about. Because essentially,
Sorry.
we were deciding, because we were like, it was so last minute that Patrick had to leave. And part of what we do is like talk about some of these movies. Well, Christina hasn't seen the movies that we were talking about, so we couldn't record. And so then we were like, what do we do?
What do we do? Oh my god, what are we going to talk about?
Right. So she like came up with a few ideas, and then we
And
were
he
like,
totally, like, nicked it. He was like, no,
no.
No. I'm not doing those. It's horrible. No.
You're peeking, lady.
So, hey, you're the one who fucking set up this microphone.
So we're, welcome to the Bicker Show.
Sorry.
Anyway, but yeah, we're going to be doing a show pretty much about how to date a horror fan. It's really not about dating so much, but really just, you know,
Cohabitate.
cohabitating with a horror fan. Maybe those who don't like horror and how to live with them, which is probably not going to happen the best way you can.
I like horror.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm saying just in general, we're talking about these
Oh,
topics.
to help.
Yeah, just to talk about it.
Because
Like, these are things that we all horror fans deal with, like in the dating world, in the
Right.
marriage world, and whatever, in like friends world. Like,
Usually it is not to be sexist, but usually it's the woman.
well, we'll get into that
Obviously.
more. I don't want to get into it now.
Sorry.
We're just saying hello, baby.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm excited.
We're doing intros, horror shots, and then,
Oh, yeah, we gotta do horror shots.
yeah, we're going to be doing horror shots.
Oh, my God, did you know that was my idea?
I made her drink a little bit, so we don't know what kind of outcome it's going to have
Yeah,
here.
I don't drink that
She doesn't
much
drink at all,
often.
really. And she's got our little dog, Bill fucking Murray, sitting on her lap
Yeah,
while she's
he's-
recording.
He's never in here when you guys are recording.
No, he's trying to, like, he's like, Mom, what's going on?
He's like, why are you in here?
What have we been up to this week?
Oh, I work, and I sold my car, so we've been a couple
yeah.
days without a car, which is kind of weird.
Right.
But we didn't get alcohol delivered to the house.
Yeah,
which
we
is
got
awesome.
alcohol.
That was weird.
Yeah, they drove like 17 miles to drop off alcohol. Didn't charge us a fee for the delivery. And I gave the guy like an $8 tip. And he looked at me like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Oh, thank you, my friend." Like, I think he had a really thick accent. It was really cool.
I wish I didn't spit in your vodka now.
You know, we opened that.
Yeah.
What did I do? Oh, I finished a song.
Oh, that's right.
I spent a long time. I haven't even spent any time with Christina. Like, we barely see each other. I'm always so fucking busy.
Yeah, you're always home, but we never see each other.
Right, yeah. Like, for an hour or two, maybe.
Right.
But I was writing a song for days. Did drop some vocals on a track for something I can't talk about at this moment. It's not for me necessarily, even though the song is from me. But I did it for a project that's going to be coming out, and we'll talk about that way later. I think it turned out really awesome. What did you
It
think?
did. I liked it a lot.
Yeah?
You haven't spewed this kind of goodness out of your mouth in a long time. Well, besides
I feel alive,
besides
Christina.
the podcast, sorry.
I was going to say. You know, one thing, it's funny that when we had our friend Josh over, who might be on the podcast, by the way, guys, our friend Josh that she works with, me and him were like talking for like hours and with Christina. But I realized that I'm so used to being on the microphone, like that's how I talk, that I'm like,
Dominating the
yeah, I didn't even
conversation.
realize that that's what I was doing, because that's not me.
Right.
But I'm so used to being on the mic and having to lead the charge, you know, whatever the fuck. Like,
Right.
I was like, she had to like keep me in check.
Because you were totally talking over him the entire
Was I
time.
really?
Oh, no, just a little bit, but he kept, like, trying to say things.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, sorry, I don't...
I'm ADD, first of all. It works in my favor on the podcast.
Oh, do you use a fidget? One of those fidget things?
What?
Remember
I
the
live with you.
spinner?
Why would you not know?
No,
Yes, I don't have one.
No, you know the fidget spinners they have that all the kids use now?
Yeah, I don't have one, no.
You need to get one of those.
No, I don't.
Maybe it'll keep your mouth shut. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Sorry.
Put a nickel in her, huh? All right, guys. I think it might be that time.
Should we say it?
I might keep that in.
What do you say it?
Whore!
Stop, I'm gonna pee my pants.
I can't even stop that. Whore shots! All right, guys, so we're going to be doing a shot called Murder Love. And in this shot, we're going to be having a couple of ingredients, like 3. First, we have Smirnoff Vodka. Probably going to want to pour about a shot into a shaker. And then you're going to pour about a half a cup of Jose Cuervo
Watermelon.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Right.
And then you're going to want to pour in a shot of Tanqueray.
Tanqueray.
And then you're going to mix it up, which we've already kind of pre-mixed it up. Let's just mix this in. So again,
yeah, we've already been drinking, so you don't want to mix it again because we would get it everywhere.
this is going to be a strong shot, and it's going to taste funky as fuck. It's pink in color. Don't drink it yet. What are you doing?
I was smelling it. Calm the fuck down.
You got all scared. She all jerked and spilled it. So what do we want to cheers? Why don't we just say fuck you?
Fuck you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
It tastes like grapefruit.
Oh my god, like I barely even took a shot.
Drink the whole fucking Christina.
It's been a while. Calm the fuck down.
It's worse, and you take it in small bits. You gotta just chuck it back.
It hurts. Hold on.
Oh,
Okay.
you're gonna finish it.
I can't.
Oh, no, you have to finish that.
I can't.
That is the deal.
Can I put it in my drink?
No, you can drink it. Just slam it. If you would have just done it at once, it would have been easier. We finish our horror shots around here.
Okay, it's done. I finished it.
I might have to take some more. I actually think it was pretty good.
It was okay.
Yeah, but you don't drink.
Burns. Yeah, I don't drink, so.
And you usually like Tanqueray.
Actually, when we went to Mad Monster, I know you guys had already talked about it, I think the last episode, but I went with you guys, and that was actually the first time I had a drink in about, like, 3
I bought you
years or so.
Oh, at Mad Monster, you drink a,
I just had a Red Bull vodka.
Red Bull vodka, yeah. Do you know how many crap drinks we've made that we drank? You got off easy.
I know.
You got off easy.
That one you took for Pat's birthday? Yeah, no thank you. I can't even believe you guys did that.
That was amazing.
I can't. And you know what? You can tell it showed throughout that show.
Oh, it was a bad idea.
That
By
it
the
was
way,
a bad
guys, just to
idea.
fill you in, since we're still in the horror shots, hashtag horror shot segment. The shot we took last time, we do not advise that you take at all. In fact, it made me so sick for literally a couple of days. My stomach was so upset. Like, I couldn't. It made me so sick, guys.
I almost wanted to take you to the doctor because it was just, like, ridiculous.
Yeah, that was the first shot that ever made me, like, anything.
Right.
Like, I've almost thrown up, but that just made me really bad.
Right.
But anyway, if you want to check out this horror shot, you can go to, not the one last week, by the way. You can go to longlivethevoid.com and check out our horror shot section. But that's it for horror shots.
Woo!
Real quick, guys, wanted to mention something to you. One of our good friends, Neva, who owns a company called Jars from Mars.
She has an Etsy shop called Jars from Mars.
Yeah, if you go to etsy.com/shop/Jars from Mars, you can go there. Now, she started off doing like these horror themes, sort of like jars with like paw prints and like different things for like whatever you want to use. And she would decorate them, paint them up and things like that. And then she started doing stickers, right?
Right. And she does custom stickers. She sells like Ghost the Band stickers. I know she does really well at. And she designed these Twin Peaks stickers for...
Right.
I think she designed them for the second season, and they were really cool, so I bought some. And she also included some BTV stickers.
Right. The one that she sent, that Christina ordered, was a damn fine coffee, and it's got like a mug. So she made those up, and they're really cool, actually.
Yeah, they're really cool. I'm going to put one on my car, and then I also
Christina didn't tell me, though, that behind the scenes, they were talking about something and had BTV stickers made for us. So we have like a few red ones and a few black ones that she gave to us. So we wanted to give her a big shout out. Thank you so much, Neva. That was so cool of you.
We're going to put a couple of those in the giveaway we're eventually going to get to.
Right, and we'll put some of her cards in there, too, if you guys want to check it out. Again, it's Jars from Mars. You can go to etsy.com/shop/jars from Mars. But thanks again, Neva.
Thanks, Neva.
But what the fuck is that behind you?
What is that?
It's the fucking news!
Here is the fucking news.
All right, guys, so we're back. We're going to be doing some fucking news.
Ooh.
Yeah, Christina usually helps us with this.
I am all about the news.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Yeah, every morning I get up and get my cup of coffee.
Right.
And I scour the interwebs and the dark interwebs.
Oh, yeah.
For horror news.
Yeah, I do too, just to be fair. I check the news every day.
Because you're on your phone 24/7.
No, I'm usually editing or something. Cunt.
Oh, we're funny.
So what do we have for news? You wanted to talk about something.
So the most important thing this week is they announced Sharknado 5.
Oh my God.
Right?
Hold the phones, hold the mics. Jesus Christ, the 5 is coming out.
Can't even believe it.
In my mind, I picture like a group of people that are just like big Sharknado fans. I think
you're right.
I don't know, it's weird. Like, I don't know how big the group is. And I'm not trying to put down anybody that puts these movies together. They obviously had a decent idea. I used to call the movie Stocknado.
Right, because they use stock footage.
Dude, like 70% of the film is stock footage.
Right. Well, okay, so when the first one came out, like, I was really excited because I enjoy bad movies like this, like Birds.
Yeah, no, Birdemic, you mean.
Oh, yeah, Birdemic,
Which I couldn't get into.
Just because of the corny,
yeah,
the campiness of it,
right?
Like, but this is just, this is ridiculous.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know why.
So when is it coming out?
It up to talk about it. It's coming out Sunday, August 6th on Sci-Fi, of course, because that's where it started out.
Right.
And what I don't get about it, so they're calling it Sharknado 5 Global Swarming, and the tagline is "Make America Bait Again."
That's brilliant, actually.
Yeah, and so I guess, like, most of the plot line, I haven't seen any of them past the first
So global
one,
warming causes all these sharks to come on land, sort of thing?
I guess.
Do they climb on land this time? I haven't seen the trailer.
So what the hell is that guy's name from 90210? Ian Ziering is in it, and the guy who plays.
He was in 90210?
Yeah.
What was he, like the chef? Like, I don't know that name at all. Yeah, no.
No, I forget the name of his character. He was best friends with Luke Perry or something.
Oh, cool.
But he always looked older than, like, he was.
Right.
So he was like the adult teenager, you know what I mean? But anyway.
So what's he look like, 70 now? Or
I know, right? No, he looks exactly the same. But anyway.
Plastic surgery does wonders.
Right. So I guess the actual tornado is like a portal now. and it can transport you to like anywhere on the globe. Right? So,
Wow, they're really raising the budget here. When's the space one coming out? Isn't there a space one?
Did they? I don't know.
Maybe they did. I don't know.
I don't even know why we're talking about this, and I fucking this stupid.
Hey, so we apologize to any Sharknado fans out there, but it's just not our cup of tea, guys.
Oh, but guess who else is in this fucking movie? Fabio. I think he was in the other movies, though. But Fabio plays the Pope. Tony Hawk plays a masterful weapons operative strategist, whatever the fuck that is. Clay Aiken, do you know Clay Aiken?
Of course.
He was in one of the American Idols, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
So he is in this.
He's running out of work.
Yeah, and Margaret Cho.
Weird.
She is hilarious. Wow,
they got her?
Yeah, she's in this
Well, maybe
movie.
it's worth watching. Who knows?
And Charo. Do you know Charo?
Yeah, I know what that is.
She's hilarious, too. I love her. But anyway, I don't know. Why are we talking about this?
Yeah, exactly. There's other
next?
better news, though.
Right.
Well, I wouldn't say better. I would say it's sad news. In fact, it was just reported by Deadline. Seems like Deadline always cracks the case of this shit. But it was reported that TNT, and you ready for this, guys? Has killed the Tales from the Crypt reboot.
Weren't you just talking about this on your last episode?
Yeah, we really were. And I was saying, I heard that there was some sort of issues or problems. I don't remember where I saw it, but I had heard there was some like rumblings about problems. And well, sure enough, TNT canceled it.
Yeah, I figured.
And there's a couple of reasons why, and I'm going to read to you from this because I think it's kind of important so you guys kind of understand what's going to happen. It was going to be directed by, it was going to be rebooted and produced by filmmaker M. Night Shyamalan. It says here that one got really caught up in the complete legal mess, unfortunately, with the very complicated underlying rights structure. Riley told Deadline, "We lost so much time, so I said, look, I'm not waiting around 4 years for this thing. Maybe that will come back around, but in the meantime, Ridley Scott has come up with so much creative enthusiasm." I guess Riley's referring to the May news that TNT teamed up with Alien and Blade Runner director Ridley Scott. It says here that Ridley Scott, for a science fiction-based block of programming the network hopes to launch in 2018. It's going to replace the horror block Tales from the Crypt that was going to be made for that.
Dude, I gotta say, I love Tales from the Crypt. It was such a great 90s show.
Right.
I took that in so good too. But honestly, I'm kind of glad they canceled it. Like,
Really?
It would have been nice to see what they would do with it nowadays, but they've been rehashing shit.
That doesn't mean they were going to rehash any of the episodes.
No, I know that, and I wanted to see what they were going to do with it. But it's like, I'm so sick of seeing the same stuff. They could do the same premise, but use something else.
I don't think it's wrong of them to reboot Tales from the Crypt. That's one thing that's not a big deal to me. If it's like a fucking movie, that's one thing. Yeah, it's seeing the new Crypt Keeper could have make or break it kind of thing. But I don't know. Like, I mean, I would have been open to it because I just love like short stories like that. And the stories that they did were really awesome. And they had all these guest directors and stars.
You're totally right. And they should do that. They should do something like that. I feel like they have done something like that recently.
The problem is that it's hard to get money backing it. Unless it's something like that. And that's because it's a surefire something.
But what they need is, they don't need another Crypt Keeper. They need something else.
Well, they could have used one of the other ones.
But I mean,
there was the Crypt Keeper. There was one of the, there was 3 different characters from that whole thing.
Yeah, but I mean, the same premise. Didn't Elvira do almost the same thing, but it was with movies in the 80s?
Right, but it was based off the comic books, so...
Yeah,
that's why I was saying they have the 3, and I just can't think of the other 2 off the top of my head. There was the one with the cape that looked like a witch.
Right.
Still, what might be cool is if they did like a Weird Tales or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like
and then
the sci-fi version.
And then it doesn't have to be just horror related. It could be just anything. But I do like how they do a host so they can anchor on to like that character,
right?
And so that they have a character.
I mean, it really could have gone really bad, but I am still very, very disappointed. Like, it sucks because I think personally, M. Night Shyamalan is probably a good choice for it.
Yeah,
like
you're
I mean,
probably
he's a
right.
well-known name. He knows movies that are trying to do twists, and Tales from the Crypt was all about twists in their storyline. Like there was always a
Right.
twist at the end of the movie, or
Right.
each episode. I mean,
Yeah.
pretty much. Some of them were kind of like not, but for the most part,
You can't have a home run with, stuff like that all the time.
right. It's just disappointing to me. We could talk about how it might not have been, but we'll never know.
Right.
Apparently, guys, there's some legal issues that have been tying it up for 4 years, so it seems.
That's a long time.
So they said they may revisit it at some point in time, but for now, they're not going to worry about it, so they don't want to wait around. Anyway, no big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but
Right.
it's not a big deal. I don't
It's
know.
not a big deal.
It sucks, but whatever. What are you going to do, guys? Also, there is some legal issues. Talking about legal trouble, Universal may run into some legal trouble with their Dark Universe name.
Is that pertaining to the Universal Monsters?
Yes, it is. I'll read it to you guys. It says officially, and this is as reported by Bloody Disgusting, it was officially announced at the start of last week that next month's The Mummy will kick off Universal's Dark Universe, the name given to the shared monsters universe that are currently developing out of their iconic monster movie franchises. Bride of Frankenstein will follow in the wake of The Mummy, and reboots of The Invisible Man and Frankenstein are in the works with Johnny Depp and Javier Bardem as the respective leads. But a lot of people were pointing out that on social media that the announcement was made that Dark Universe is actually already in use by DC and Warner Brothers.
Oh.
An upcoming movie that will reportedly unite characters such as John Constantine and Swamp Thing had been tentatively dubbed Dark Universe, aka Justice League Dark, long before Universal adopted the name, which could result in some pretty heavy legal trouble.
Yeah.
Those are some big ones.
That gets confusing fast.
Right, and that just puts the fans in the middle.
Right.
So someone needs to just like change it.
Why don't they just keep Universal Monsters?
I don't know.
Now, along with all that madness that's going on, did you hear that who they want to use for Bride of Frankenstein, the actress?
No.
Do you want to take a guess?
Who?
Angelina Jolie.
Really?
Yeah, they've
That
been...
kind of makes sense. I can see that.
They've been really, really trying to get her...
So is she going to do like backflips and like shoot people in the head and stuff? Like Action
She's gonna
Bridezilla?
be like the Tomb Raider Miss Smith.
Dude, I am so not looking forward to these fucking movies, and I don't give a shit.
I can't believe it.
I don't like them. I think they are garbage. They look like shit.
Well, I think you should watch them first before you make that
I'll watch
assumption.
them, but I ain't paying for it. That shit's going to be garbage, dude.
So pretty much, I'm going to be going to see The Mummy by myself. So if anybody wants to come with me,
Yeah.
just hit me up. And
Just so you
come
guys
with me.
know, she is a Batman fan, and I wanted to go see Superman or Man of Steel when it first came out in the theaters. She drove me up and dropped me off at the front door.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
And then just the other day, we were talking about how she got sad that she had to go to the theater to see movies by herself, and I brought that up. You bitch.
Dude, I'm not seeing Superman movies. I'm sorry.
Well, hear what it says here. It says, THR notes today that a studio source indicated that Warner Brothers already has plans for the Dark Universe title with a supernatural-themed Justice League movie and a series of unannounced comic books branded under the Dark Universe banner. The site adds Warner's is mulling legal action. Uh-oh. So, when you got two big titans like that going at each other, that's a big deal, dude. Like, that's no joke.
Yeah. Well, let's just see how The Mummy does at the box office.
Yeah, I
and
hope
I
it
bet
bombs.
you that will...
I think, and you know
I
what?
think
Just
it
because
will
you put all these, like,
bomb, but-
decent actors in it, but I just, trust me, I have a very good vibe about this. Just by the trailer alone, I can already tell you that I'm not the least bit interested in it. It's like, Mission Impossible, The Mummy.
Well, I will tell you, The Mummy does look like the Enchantress from Suicide Squad.
I thought so too, and I think
I do not like that. Wasn't a good idea. They should have totally just, even if it was just a coincidence, they should have fucking reshot the whole goddamn thing.
Look, I like the Brandon Fraser Mummy movies, but I'm
Yeah,
not
they-
real fond of the fucking. I'm not looking forward to this.
Right, but this is like the actual supposed to be, the Mummy from
Right.
when they started
From the book.
Universal.
But yeah, there
Monsters.
is never this much action in those books.
But you don't know that. Maybe they just picked, they nitpicked for the trailer. You don't know it. Well, I don't know, because you're right. Cause
Telling you, dude, this movie's it's going to
make.
make enough money, but it is not going to do as well, and everybody's going to hate it. And I guarantee you, it's probably going to get a 65 at the box office.
Right. We've taught. You know what? There was way too much shitty movies in this news.
It is not going to do as well as they want it to do. Guaranteed.
We've talked enough about shitty movies.
Well, this has been an ongoing argument with me and her, because I tell her that she's like, I like Tom Cruise.
No, he does pick good movies to be in. Like,
I don't disagree with you there, but I still think, I don't know. You want to talk about another movie? That's
Yes.
The Conjuring 3?
Oh, yeah, and how the premise is going to be different this time. I'm really excited.
Right.
I really like and enjoy the Conjuring movies. I love both of them. We actually have Valak, the nun.
Right. Which they're going to spin off into a movie.
A movie as well.
And the Crooked Man.
Oh, and the Crooked Man, and
Right.
they have Annabelle 2 coming out.
Right.
Well, Conjuring 3, I think they're in post-production.
It says for the third entry, the formula of Ed and Lorraine Warren helping to cleanse a haunted house is going to change as producer Peter Safran feels the series needs to go in a new direction. Speaking with Cinema Blend, Safran states there are some cases that maybe aren't as well known, but they spent a fair bit of time researching and were part of them. Clearly, we can't do another haunted house movie, right? We can't do another supernatural possession in a house with a family in peril, right?
Right.
So it's got to be something different than that, I think. So I mean, I'd have to agree.
At least they're
like maybe they'll just go out into the middle of the forest or something, and it's a haunted forest, or
oh, maybe they'll go out in the forest with their camcorders.
Oh God!
And be running away from a witch, and then and then they'll find a cabin. And
oh,
then
no, you making fun of the movie now?
Something will be in the attic in the cabin.
Are you making fun of the movie now?
I'm making fun of a bunch of movies now.
One little fun thing that Christina wanted to bring up, actually.
There's these pop-up bars popping up. The first one was in New York. The second one was in LA. It's called the Beetle House Pop-Up Bar. And they're themed around Beetlejuice, the movie.
So they dress it up and everything?
Yeah, they prop it up. Oops. They prop it up with all the props, and then they have this actor guy who's dressed up as Beetlejuice, who's a big dick.
Right.
Oh,
please, how you're doing there?
Yeah, and he eats your food and drinks your drinks and shit. I guess it's really funny.
So is there just one per bar?
I guess so.
Because, I mean, first of all, I think it's kind of hard to find someone talented enough to try to pull it off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody has their interpretation, but it's how many bars do they have? They started in New York, and then they went to LA.
Remember, they're pop-up restaurants.
So they just do it for a month?
Yeah, or even a day.
Really?
But this one sounds like about a month.
Okay.
Yeah, because honestly, restaurants and shit, they don't last that long. So that's why they started this pop-up trend thing.
Okay.
So they'll just pop up in random places for a couple months. It happened after the food truck trend.
Right.
That they started doing this, and then they started doing pop-up shops and shit like that.
Okay.
Which is actually a brilliant idea. So in the article that I actually found about this really cool restaurant, and all the food is themed around the movie and blah blah.
They probably play that banana song.
Yeah.
Daylight come and they want. If they play that song over and over again, I might kill myself. I don't know.
Yeah, it is kind of annoying.
I'd throw up at least at the table.
But the main thing of this article I found was, which is also on our Facebook if you want to look it up.
Okay.
People were reviewing the pop-up restaurant, and I don't think they had ever seen the movie.
Really?
So they were giving it negative reviews. One guy said, Beetlejuice drank our alcoholic beverages without asking us. The waitress was awesome, brought us a new one, but Beetlejuice continued to spit all over our drinks and all over the table, Definitely will not be dining here again.
That's funny.
Yeah, and then another review said, Beetlejuice kept grabbing my wife's breasts and making honking noises. Like that. Service was decent.
Service was decent. I like. Why would you even add that in? Like, after somebody's grabbing your wife's boobs and you had no idea?
And then another review said, not to mention the lack of sanitation there. I'm surprised the health department hasn't shut them down. I watched this Beetlejuice guy take a bite off a customer's fork and then drop some back on their plate. No joke. But, I mean, if you think about it, Beetlejuice came out in, like, the 80s.
I guess, yeah.
Like,
but
it was, like, 88 or 89, I think.
yeah.
So, a lot of people missed that movie. I remember my brother-in-law never even saw that movie.
You know, it kind of, like, gives me a little concern for the new movie that's coming out because people might not get it.
Yeah, because it's been so long. That's
Right?
why having sequels to these older movies...
We're getting old. We're getting old enough that people who were young are now older and don't know what the fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we're getting old, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck. So, I don't know.
So
it reminds me of those, what are those restaurants, the ones that the 50s diner where they treat you like shit?
I know.
I fucking, when I worked at Red Lobster, I used to fuck with people like that. Dick's. Yeah.
They have one in downtown San Diego.
Dude, we need to go there. I want to go there.
No,
if I had that nearby, I would work that job.
Every year when we would go to San Diego Comic-Con, well, not you.
Right.
But we would always go to Dick's.
Right. They tell you not to wear ties.
Right. Or they would take the ties right off of you, and they would eat your food and do all that shit. But don't get... I went there on my period once.
Oh, this is a good story.
Well, no, the first time I went, because I didn't realize they did that shit, and I was in a bad mood. And I don't know why the guy I was dating, like, took me there. I think because he was excited. And,
he wanted to go there.
He wanted to go there.
He didn't explain it to you?
No, he didn't. Well, I think the title would have, like... said it all, but
I would have thought it was a strip club for men.
Yeah, me too. Or
with
gay,
men, I mean.
or a gay.
It doesn't have to be gay.
But
well, they used to be for women, but now they're not.
No, I think isn't there a bar here called Dick's?
Yeah, Dick's Cabaret.
Yeah, Dick's Cabaret. That's a gay bar. Yeah. That's why I was saying it was gay.
It's not a gay bar though. It was just has guys there. It's not. It wasn't a gay bar always.
It's a gay bar.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
Wait,
you tell me.
No, now
you seem to know all about it.
No, because now I'm
you rubbing
confused
dicks on your face, Christina?
You didn't even know. You would go. You were going to a gay bar and you didn't even know.
I've been to many gay bars. Thank you for the industrial scene. Just kidding. The industrial goss scene is always in a gay bar. Pretty much, it's always at gay bars because they're the only ones that will accept
it.
Yeah, and they're super like I don't know. It's like all we've ever hung out at clubs.
Right. But
anyway, but yeah, no, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. I used to work for Red Lobster, and I would do, like, you know how they have the cheddar biscuits or whatever? And I've told you this story probably before, but I'm going to re-explain it for everybody else. But I used to be a server at Red Lobster, and they had the cheddar biscuits, and everybody would always ask for extra biscuits. But they would always do it in such a way that they thought that they shouldn't ask for biscuits. So I would take the opportunity to make them feel even more uncomfortable about it, because I'd be like,
because you're a dick.
Well, like, this couple came in, they were younger, and they were like, hey, can we have some more cheddar biscuits or something? And I was like, you want more? I was like, fine, I'll be right back. And then I went and got some, and then I came out, I was like, here's your cheddar biscuits. You know, like, and they were like, I was like, yeah, I hope you enjoy them. I kept messing with them like that, but I would laugh a little bit afterwards, let them know I was joking around. And then by the end of the fucking thing, they literally ordered probably like $30 worth of food. They gave me a $25 tip.
That is so funny.
They were like, you were amazing. Like, she was like, she's like, have you ever heard of a restaurant? And at the time, I didn't know what Dick's was.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, no, I've never heard of that. She's like, you need to work there.
Yeah.
She was like, you're really good at that. She's like, you seriously made our night.
Well, maybe we should open our own pop-up restaurant.
Yeah, we'll call it Clits.
Cunts.
I'm sorry.
Welcome to Cunts.
See, hey, with a female on the show with a bad mouth like she has.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you, Mama Sue.
Cunts. Mama Sue.
Anyway, that's it for the news. All right, guys, so now we are back, and we're going to be talking today about just weird shit. We figured, this is a rare opportunity that Christina comes on. We've talked about having her on in the past, and she wasn't very sure. She didn't seem like she wanted to do it.
Well, no, it's not that I didn't want to do it. It's not that people are judgmental or whatnot, but there are a lot of podcasts out there where it's like the couples come on and talk.
Yeah.
And they talk about horror movies.
We like to mix it up around here, though.
Right, but I just didn't want to, I didn't want to make it seem like, I'm your girlfriend.
So what?
Or wife or whatever. And
we're calling each other husband and wife.
We're starting to
even though we're not married. But, yeah, anyway, I mean, we've talked about having Patrick's wife and Christina on to do like an episode where we would talk about movies that they liked, and we still may do that.
You should.
Yeah,
amazing.
Just to mix it up, because I think if you do the same formula every day or every podcast, it starts to get a little boring. Yeah, and now that we're like 43 episodes in, it's like I'm all about mixing it up at this point. So in a way, it was nice that you could come on, but we figured we would talk about things. Like, people that are big horror fans and what they like and what problems they experience.
Yeah, because we do have problems. It's funny because we have, like, horror-related problems.
Yeah, so we figured we'd tell you stories about what we have, so maybe you would feel more comfortable in your relationships or friendships or whatever you have. It doesn't necessarily have to be female. It could be male. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm sure it's a trope everywhere.
I'm, like, sitting here running through scenarios in my head, and I, like, don't even know where to begin.
Well, first of all, I want to start it off by saying when I dated a girl for a while, and I've mentioned this before in one of our other episodes, but I dated a girl for a while that did not like horror movies. And I was with her for like 2.5 years. And dude, that sucked. Like, it really sucked.
Yeah.
And for any of you horror fans out there that are in some sort of relationship or friendship or whatever, maybe you live with a roommate that hates horror movies even.
Well, even like I said, I dated a guy for 2 years and I lived with him and he couldn't watch horror movies.
Right.
Like
well, when I dated this girl, she did not want to watch anything with him. So most times, whenever there was free time, I didn't get to watch anything. So what happened was one day I finally pressured her into getting to watch a horror movie. And I kept pushing her and pushing her. Come on, you have to watch something with me. Like, it's been 2 years. Like, please, fucking.
What'd you end up watching with her?
She was like, I was just like, well, I'll just start her off kind of easy. I was like, let's watch Dawn of the Dead remake,
Oh my god, such a good movie.
And I was like, she can enjoy this. It's not too edgy. It's not too in your face. It's kind of more well-rounded as a horror movie for like most people. So I put that on, and she was just like, she watched it. She was like, oh, come on. Like, show me something real. Like, if you're going to show me horror, Alex, show me something really scary. Like, people that are scary. Like, something that would be really scary. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't seen Devil's Rejects yet. So I was like, maybe we'll pop that on. I mean, I saw House of a Thousand Corpses. It was pretty messed up, but I was like, I don't know what this is like, so we'll watch it. I figured it'd be kind of along those lines because those guys were like pretty much real, like Texas Chainsaw style people.
Right.
So I pop it on. There's a scene where the fucking singer gets like shot in the back of the head.
Oh yeah.
And it was like really intense for her.
I haven't seen that in a long time.
She flipped the fuck out, Christina.
Oh my god.
She was just like, what the fuck are you making me watch? And, like, I got mad and, like...
That is a good movie.
I was, like, pounding on my movies on, like, one of those, like cheap ones that you put together from Walmart.
Oh, the shelves?
Yeah, the little
DVD
shelves with the pegs and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I watch these, and you never do, and you ask me. And I broke it, like, so the peg broke as I was, like, pounding it because I was she was, like, freaking out. Like, she was screaming at the top of her lungs.
That's stupid.
Like, bloody murder. But after that, I was like, never again. I will never date another girl who doesn't like horror movies. Right. What about your ex?
Oh, I don't even know what he couldn't watch horror movies because they were just he couldn't take the violence of it, which I didn't understand. I know there were some like guy friends who can watch horror movies,
Right.
but that's because it's like they served in Iraq.
Well, I can understand.
You know what I
It might
mean?
be a little too.
Or I know guys who can't watch war movies.
Right.
Because they served in Iraq.
Dude,
like,
it would just trigger a fucking memory.
Yeah.
Like if
know,
I was like,
that I
if some
understand.
violent act happened to me, I might have a hard time experiencing a movie that has that in it. Just like when you're a parent.
Yeah.
All of a sudden you
with
can't watch movies where kids get killed.
Right, exactly. And honestly, there are some parts of horror movies I get very uncomfortable with and I
Right.
do not like to watch. Because it's like,
Animals.
don't... What?
Animals.
What do you mean animals?
Dogs.
Oh, yeah, I don't like... No, that's more like drama. Like, when I saw the trailer for A Dog's Purpose, I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not watching this shit. But I get really uncomfortable during realistic rape scenes.
Right.
And-
Irreversible.
Right.
You saw that?
I think I did get... Oh, Henry... Portrait of a Serial Killer?
Yeah.
I can't even... I watched it once, never again.
It's too much.
And that one is too much.
Okay.
And I even watched the behind the scene footage because I wanted to see what the girl said about those scenes, and it actually didn't affect her. And I was like, "Wow, that's kind of weird." Because to me, it really hit me.
I think Irreversible is probably one of the worst rape scenes that's ever been put in a movie. It's literally like 15 minutes long.
Yeah,
in a hallway.
I don't even think. I think I fast forward through it. Like
Did you?
I'll fast forward.
You're
through
like,
that
oh,
shit.
rape.
Yep, nope, not gonna watch it. But for me, it's like rape and child molestation, like in horror movies.
Oh, so Serbian film.
And you know what? It wasn't a really child molest. I was gonna say.
Did you watch Serbian film with me when we first?
Did not.
Oh,
I
that's
have
right.
not watched that movie.
Huh.
I don't think I will. I can't. Or did I? Or did I just watch?
Well, remember
parts?
Mike Creep and everybody from BTK?
Oh yeah, they were over.
They came over. John Gilead.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they all came over and we sat and watched it. And they were like, oh, you've never seen anything like this. I don't think I can watch it. That's what he said. I was like, oh, you're watching it, motherfucker. He's like, I watched it already. It's the most depraved thing I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, shit. But anyway,
Right.
so one of your exes, he didn't like horror movies, you said.
Yeah. That's pretty much all.
So did that bother you that he didn't like them? I mean,
yeah, it did bother me, but I would go to the theater to watch movies by myself.
Right.
Because I was just like, well, I'm not going to not watch horror movies. Like, that's stupid.
Right.
Just because he won't.
Well, I remember when you, when was it, John Wick? I forced you to watch that movie.
Oh, that's right, with the puppy.
The first time that we saw it, I was like, you have to watch this. I was like, she was so mad at that part. And I was like, baby, you have to understand. She got really mad at first. And I was like, baby, you have to understand that is the integral part for him to make you feel okay with him shooting every motherfucker in the head. And ever since then, she's been okay with it. Yeah.
Well, I'm not okay with it. I'm not okay with puppies. You made it sound like I'm okay with
we can't
animals dying.
Well, come on. I love puppy stomping in movies.
Oh, my God. You just made me think of... what was that movie? I just thought of a movie, and I can't think of what the name of it is, but I will tell you what the plot is, and you will remember what movie
Probably.
it is.
What is it?
Okay, this girl was raped. And
it's that one movie.
They killed her dog, and I think it was like she lived on an island, some sort of island with her parents, and
no, it's the remake of
came back in.
I Spit on Your Grave.
Was it I Spit on Your Grave?
It's either that or the.
No,
I always get that one in the fucking Last House on the Left because they did remakes of those.
No,
How old is it?
It might have been the remake because I'm thinking it was like 2000 in the 2000s.
Yeah, was she like? Was there like 3
2000s.
guys that came to her house and kind of like attacked her?
Right, and they didn't realize, and then the parents came home, and then like she said what happened, and then they got revenge on those
Right, and it was in the
guys.
forest.
Yeah, forest.
Yeah, that had a
on
pretty
an
bad rape
island
scene in
or-
it. And they
yeah.
forced the kid to fuck her.
Yes,
Yeah, and he didn't really want to, but then she ended
Yeah.
up killing him because
Right.
he did.
What movie was that?
I believe it was I Spit on Your Grave.
Okay, so he'll remember this
The
kind
remake.
of shit, but he won't remember a conversation we had 2 hours ago. Okay, like,
Well, it's
really?
selective hearing. I don't care about what you're having to say.
Like, he won't remember that we scheduled something to do, like, last week, but if I tell him any plot to a movie, he'll know what movie it is.
Well, it's because it's like a combination of things. It's a combination of the visual, the sound, and this is why when I watch movies, I don't like anybody to fucking talk. I've thought about doing commentary.
Oh, no, you get mad.
I do get mad because it's not time to talk. I want to soak up the fucking art. I want to go into that world that I bought, that I paid to go into, or whatever, and fucking soak that shit in. I want to experience the full cinematic experience that this person was trying to do, because some of my favorite movies are movies like Videodrome, a lot of body horror, a lot of like mental psychological crazy shit that I want to be soaked into that world, because it's not that I want to be in that world necessarily, it's that I just want to experience it, because I don't know, it's
Right.
important to me.
Right. But now, what we have to talk about,
What?
which I think is the whole reason why you wanted me on this
Oh,
show.
the VHS tapes I have in the other room?
Yes.
All right, so, okay, first of all, let's talk about collecting. All right, there's some people that
Do
are...
you mean collecting or hoarding? Because I
What
think
the fuck?
there's a fine line.
I'm not a hoarder. That is a bit extreme, what you're saying there. Do you know what a hoarder's house looks like? Have you not watched Hoarders?
Yes, I've watched Hoarders.
I do not. This house does not look like
Because
that.
I live with you and I prevent you from being a hoarder.
Right. Well, do you know that my collection is not even nearly as big as many other people's?
Yeah, I
Like
understand that,
all of
but-
these walls would be filled up. Like, this is a small room for somebody.
But I don't want to be a complete cunt right now.
But go ahead.
But that does have to do with the money situation, though,
Right.
a little bit.
Well, I
You've
sold a lot of my
sold a
movies.
lot.
I
You've
sold almost... I have about the same amount that I had back then.
Right.
And if I would have had that amount now, it would be double what I have here.
Right.
Yeah. But I had to sell it because I went
Exactly.
homeless. I had to do something.
Exactly.
It sucked.
but
It was like the worst thing I ever did. I hated it.
I know,
And you know what was even worse is I took it one of those third-party trading company or like places where they give you like $2 sometimes.
you gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, I did. Trust me,
Like-
I did. But it fucking hurt.
It was more than what you could get for it now.
And guys, if you feel me on this, like girls, guys, I'll just say guys because that's just me. I don't. When I say guys, I just mean everyone. Everyone. I don't know if anybody gets offended by that, but I say guys all the time.
I do too.
Well, you do, yeah.
I
don't
say
think
it-
it's a big deal.
I
Like,
say it to your parents, but I think they get offended. I was like, hey guys.
no, I don't think they get offended. They're not like that. Anyway, what I forget what I was gonna say. Oh, I do weird shit. Like sometimes when I'm just admiring my collection, I was telling her today that she was like laughing at me about. I was like, sometimes I just pet them. Sometimes I just pet them. If any of you feel that and do that, please, for the love of fucking Christ, sound off in the comments.
Oh my
do you
God.
admire like your collection? See, she doesn't like to collect.
That's fine. Like, I get it. And I used to collect.
Yeah, and then you sold it all because you're like, I don't need things.
Well, I kind of became a minimalist and I just kind of figured out, like, I don't need these. It's not that I don't
No, you
need
sold
things.
yourself on why you didn't need something. Instead of treating yourself.
But I'd rather treat myself with experiences. I would rather go to conventions. I would rather go to the movie theater.
Well, what's the
All
point of
this
going to a
stuff is
theater?
on digital. But what's the point of you having all these fucking VHS cassettes that you never watch?
Because I don't want to get rid of them. Those are
Because
Because-
you just want them to sit on a.
all right. You want to know why?
No.
You want to know why?
No.
Because I sold all my DVDs, and those are the only things I hung on to because I couldn't sell them like I wanted to, and so because of my trauma that I went through selling my
Trauma.
collection. I really sold a lot of fucking movies, man. And I didn't get shit for them that I spent on them.
Well,
And
but
so now I
you're-
have this collection of VHS, and I'm thinking about selling some of them. But I haven't, you know, I
God.
just like keeping them. They're like, some of those movies you
Yeah,
cannot
but,
get on DVD even.
Like, I understand the artistic aspect of them because
Sure.
they are cool.
It's nostalgia,
It's
too.
nostalgia. It reminds me of the 80s. It reminds me of going to Blockbusters, whatever. But every morning I wake up, I look at this oak bookcase that was actually my grandma and grandpa's, but anyway, and it is full.
It's
of
packed.
these
It's like
fucking VHS
it's like
cassettes.
it's like falling
And
out.
all they're doing is collecting dust. They're not fucking doing anything. It's wasting space to
No,
me.
they know who
And
I am.
all I have, and I have to fucking clean them. Like every day. It's just, you know those older women?
What?
Those old ladies who have knickknacks all over their house? Like,
Yeah.
that's what it is to me. It's like your fucking knickknacks.
So what you're saying to me right now is I'm a bigger horror fan than you.
No, that...
Oh!
Why does your horror collection mean that you're a bigger horror fan than
It's
me?
a joke. I'm joking, but I just it's a very nostalgic thing to me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I love those VHS. It's very hard for me to
But you never
give
watched them.
But I would just have to give them away. Like, I'm finding that there's like a thing on Facebook where they have a group where people sell VHS all the time, but they sell them for like $2. Like,
Because that's all they're worth.
not all of them. Some of them are worth like $40, $50, $100.
Well, why are you selling those so we don't have to eat some fucking ramen all the time?
We don't eat ramen. Come on now. But we would be able to pay for the podcast
That's true.
more and like get more movies. But there are some VHS that you cannot replace, and what has happened
And
is
I
this,
understand that.
But what has happened is that some of the companies, they just didn't have enough money because they lost so much money on these movies. Because in the 80s, they made these movies and then they just did bad, and they were like, they just lost faith in them.
Right.
And then somebody bought them up and they're just sitting in a room. Like Lionsgate just started releasing their movies. They have thousands of movies that are just sitting there hostage.
Right.
That have never been brought to Blu-ray, even DVD sometimes.
Right.
And it's like, to me, having those VHS, and a lot of them are in there, there's certain things in that you can't replace. And some people actually prefer to watch the movie how they saw it the first time. In a VHS, on a square
on a
TV,
square TV.
and fucking a 4:3 TV ratio with a VCR.
Is that why this TV is in here?
No, the TV's in here because I have a Sega Dreamcast,
Oh.
a Nintendo, and all that other shit.
Oh, that you've never used.
Oh, I use them
When?
when you're not around.
Uh-huh. I do like your actual, like, DVD.
I built that shelf, yeah.
Yeah, I like how you built the shelf. It's on the wall. I like
$49.
I like it when you treat it as, like, artwork.
Right.
Like, I get it. Like, I understand. But to me, it's like the stuff is streaming on the internet. And
I don't, but that
yes,
there is
the
no.
internet could go away. But
I'm sorry, but like when you pay for extra for a print of fucking art, it is so much better than getting a reprint, and it's so much better than looking at it on a phone or looking at it on a TV. Holding it adds value to me for a movie. So digital is not for me. It is for some people. Like Josh came over, he loves horror. He buys it all on digital. But that,
Right.
to me, is a convenience thing for him.
Right.
If he had the choice, he would be owning all of it.
Right.
But he told us he would. But
Yeah.
he was moving so much that he didn't want to do it. He just did digital.
Yeah.
And it's totally convenient. I totally get it. But there's something about holding a disc and knowing it's yours. Looking at the artwork, looking at the notes and all the other stuff on there, and just there's some sort of discovery to me about it.
Do you think it's like old man syndrome?
Probably, but I grew up in a time when physical was a big deal. So yeah, obviously I have some. But I used to buy.
I was totally just making fun of you right
But we
there,
have
too.
we buy albums for bands and stuff, and nobody does that anymore. Nobody buys nobody buys
right.
music.
I really don't. Well, I buy music. Let me get that straight. I buy music, but I buy it digitally.
Check out a vinyl though. A collector for vinyl
Yes.
looks
Oh,
at that
don't even
fucking
get-
vinyl over on either side, and
I know,
sometimes
I
the
know.
booklet that's in there, and it's like beautiful artwork.
Oh, no, and you're totally right, but that artwork's also online.
I just don't think I don't think it's the same.
I think, like, you have this whole wall, it's the shelves aren't even covered, right?
Oh, 100%.
So you have all these DVDs right here, but then you also have another shelf in front of the TV.
Yeah, I'm going to build one over our bed.
No, you have this room. This is why you have this room. And that's why these DVDs are in this room, to get these fuckers out of the bedroom.
Well, but it's like, guys, I think I've explained this. I have a shelf out there, like a big bookcase, out in the living room that on top is the most important movies that I really want to watch. And then on the second shelf, there's the ones that I'm like, oh, well, if I need to pick some more that I want to see that I haven't seen, here are these. And then on the next shelf, it's like, these aren't all horror, but some of them are. These are ones I want to watch at some point. And then on the bottom, everything below that is like, I need to transport into the main room, into the studio.
and you'll never get through them.
When I go to a store to buy a movie, I'm pretty good. I'm actually pretty good.
You are pretty good.
I asked myself like 5 times before I leave that store, do I need this?
Do I?
Yeah, and then I itemize it down to what I want, like what I really want to watch. And then I usually go back. Sometimes I miss out on stuff that's never out again.
Right.
That's over, like, crazy thing that I bought that Dead Alive Blu-ray. The American version, the unrated version that's supposedly unrated.
Oh, yeah.
It's over $100. I bought that shit for $5.
Oh, you should sell that.
No. Like, what I do with all my extra movies, like, if I buy them and replace them or anything like that, or I get a better version, I always put it in the pile that we do for giveaways. And any extra movies that I get from someone that maybe they don't want them, or any overflow I get from, like, Horror Pack that I used to get, I'll put them up on top and give them away. Because somebody will want them.
Right. Whatever.
But we want to get... What is one of the things that we do want to get? Vigo. The Vigo painting. We call it the Vigo.
The Vigo.
Yeah, we want to get that big-ass Vigo painting.
From Ghostbusters 2.
Right.
Vigo.
Like, we're not even sure what size we want, but I think it's like $200-$300.
I want the original size from the movie.
That's not going to fit in our house.
Well, then we'll have to tear down some walls.
Dude, yeah. Or the roof. Like, it's not even going to fit.
We'll have to tear down the roof.
You're out of control.
No, and I'm serious. I wanted that Vigo painting.
I was supposed to get it for you, but I couldn't.
I know. There's 2 things I've always wanted since I was a kid. The Vigo painting.
Yeah.
And the globe bar.
Oh, yeah. Which I almost got for you.
Yeah.
And you told me not to.
Well, I did. It was too much. We could have bought a brand new one.
One of the things I also wanted to bring up is she sometimes gets, one of the things I always forget that like, I go on these binges of watching horror movies because it's all I watch. And, like, every now and then I'll pop on some stupid shit that I'm like, oh, let's watch this cartoon.
Oh, God.
And she's like, she didn't even want to watch that, but she, like, gets mad. She's like, do you think maybe just for today we could watch anything but horror? Which is...
Well, it's not that I don't like...
I know you like to mix it up a little bit.
Right. I like to mix it up a little bit, but you get on these binges of... I mean, there's so many genres, and there's so many different kinds of horror we can watch, but it's like all you watch is 80s.
Yeah, I do like 80s.
And I like
I've tried to introduce her to a
horrors.
lot of movies.
And I mean, I do, like, I like 80s horror.
Well, we're going to be watching a lot of 90s soon, because we're thinking about doing We're thinking about doing an entire month dedicated to 90s, where we basically will take each week... We'll do a couple of movies and talk about other ones too, off the top of our head. So we'll like get into depth about 2 movies, and then we'll talk about movies in that era.
And I really like 90s. My genres are like horror comedies.
Well, it's what you were introduced to that makes you interested. The nostalgia.
Interesting.
That's how powerful nostalgia is. That's why I like physical media.
You get on these binges of where you just want to watch like the same type of movie all the time, and I like to mix it up. I don't like to watch 80s horror movies all the time. And also, sometimes I don't want to watch movies. I just want to watch a TV fucking show.
Yeah, like what?
What?
You want me to tell him?
Fuck you. No. I don't make you watch that shit.
I won't watch that shit. I'm like, fuck this. I don't even want to be in the same room.
And I haven't watched that shit in a long time. That's my depressing shit, Alex.
What?
But anyway.
Can I tell them?
No. That's guilty pleasure stuff you don't talk about.
Okay. I will admit that there was times, like, because, like, when I'm doing my thing.
You into some shit.
Yeah, she would go back in the bedroom and she would watch some fucking movies or like, TV shows. And then every now and then I would, like, lay down because I just want to lay down in bed. And then she would be watching it, and then I would be like asking a million questions, and I'd be like, "Why is she doing that?" And why? And she'd be like, "Well, see this person." I'm like, "Oh, never mind. I don't know why I'm paying attention."
What was that one reality show I sucked you into, and you actually?
Oh, the one with the guy trading, or what was it called?
Oh, what was it
with
called?
Jeff, whatever his name.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like that show. He's fucking hilarious, dude. He's got a dark sense of humor. That's why I like him.
It's that interior designer that's on Bravo.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
I can't think
but
of
he's
it.
funny as shit, dude.
He was
like telling the kid, like, he was like, "You like murder?" That guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was a good show.
But I think everybody that's a horror fan, they have their, ups and down things that they like to do, and I think, it's good to give them everybody their space a little bit.
But
I try to watch what you want to watch sometimes, but you never know what you want to watch, so I fucking usually pick. So
that's not true, because every time I want to watch something, you don't want to watch it.
You always want to watch something that's, like, stupid. No, I'm kidding. You like stupid movies. No, I'm kidding.
I will say that...
You want to watch something I've seen a million times rather than something new. I like to watch new stuff.
Well, sometimes when I want to watch stuff that I've seen, it's because I can't invest my brain. I'm so tired. Sometimes you just want to shut off your mind and you don't want to invest into something that you really have to get into. And when you watch stuff you've already seen... Like, you don't have to concentrate and whatnot. And some of the stuff you watch... Right. Like, I don't like slow burn movies.
I do, yeah.
And you do.
You liked Invitation.
Well, I did. Well, there's some stuff that...
You like Pontypool.
I watch... Well, Pontypool's okay.
What do you mean it's okay?
I liked it the first time.
Pontypool is great.
I can't... That's one of them I can't watch over...
Oh, I can watch... Every time I watch that movie, I get chills. I get excited. I get anxious. I get happy.
Probably gonna get shit for this. Like, I appreciate Suspiria. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually excited to see the remake.
Yeah, well, you'll probably like it. Just like Kyle. Kyle from the Laughing Horror Podcast wasn't a real big fan of the Suspiria either.
Right.
He appreciates it, and he feels like he missed the boat, sort of thing.
Yeah, but I don't, like, I just, what was that rainbow movie that we watched?
Oh, Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Yeah, oh my God.
I love that movie.
Oh, it was so fucking slow. I wanted to kill myself. It was like, It Follows, which I'll probably get a lot of fucking shit for, too.
Oh, I mean, no.
It was okay, but, like, to me, it was like, oh my God, STD, learn how to fucking drive a car. Like, why are you taking so long to get to
I don't think they were
kids?
necessarily STDs. I think it's just that feeling you get behind you. That something's following you.
That was the premise of it, but Jesus Christ. Like hurry it up, STD. Infect the kid. Like, fuck.
Get your fuck on, all right?
Yeah,
STD.
Come on, let's get it on. Come on. Hurry it up.
Well, what's some of your favorite movies? I know we've talked about it a couple of times. Thank
you for asking.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Can you name any of them?
Yeah, I know quite a few, actually.
Oh, what?
The Shining. You like Fire in the Sky.
Well, no, I wouldn't say I like Fire in the Sky.
I think you do, because you talk about it all the time.
No, I don't talk about it. I don't talk about it all the time. It's because it's when we talk about scary movies.
Right.
That is a fucking scary movie to me.
By the way, can we talk about our ghost thing?
No.
Are you serious?
You can bring me on for another show for that.
No, I want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
You were here for it. I want to
do
know
not-
what you thought.
We are talking about my favorite movies right now.
Okay,
You
well,
are
we'll talk about your favorite
interrupting that
movies,
right
and then we're
now.
going to get into that.
Because you didn't name my ultimate favorite movie.
Well, I probably
besi-
know it, but you haven't watched it or anything.
Besides The Dark Knight,
Oh,
which
God.
isn't horror related, Planet Terror.
That's your favorite movie?
That is like literally my favorite movie.
You never asked to watch it. I have the whole thing.
Yes, I have. I have asked to watch Planet Terror, but you're like, no, we already watched it. We watched it recently. You always. Sorry.
Well, sometimes I
always
need a
make
certain space
excuses.
between movies. Like, I have to watch them once a year. Like, if I watch
Right.
them too soon after that, I tune out.
But no, and I completely understand that, and that's like my once a year movie. But for me, it's like Planet Terror, the Dawn of the Dead remake, Shaun of the Dead, What I Do in the Shadows.
Oh, you love that one, too,
I
yeah.
love that movie.
You like Black Sheep.
I do like. We need to rewatch that.
I was
one.
thinking about that the other day. I was like, I wouldn't mind watching that
was
again.
good. Teeth.
Okay.
I really liked. It's not one of my favorites.
It was a cool little one. We need to watch Raw.
We
Because I think that might be a movie that you might like.
Yeah, that's a girly movie. Like, I think Teeth is a girly movie, too.
Yeah, but it's
Like,
also a horror story for a guy.
It's like a girly horror movie.
For guys,
Well, yeah, but...
it is.
Oh,
dude gets a dick
especially
chopped
that
off.
the end scene.
Yeah.
You shouldn't spoil it.
Oh, it's spoiled.
A lot of people haven't seen that movie.
Vagina dentata.
Yeah, Vagina da da da.
Well, it's because it was an underground independent film.
Right.
It's not like extremely like, you know.
Yeah, but that's a great movie. You should watch it if you haven't seen it. My favorite 80s movies.
What?
April Fool's Day.
Oh yeah, that's right. That movie kind of pisses me off a little bit because
Well, at the end.
because
yeah.
it's so good and then it's like, oh, just kidding.
Oh, I never saw that remake.
Which totally makes sense, but they should have made it more. I don't know. I don't remember. And we need to watch that again.
Yeah, we do. It's been a long time. But I think I only liked that movie because it was one of the first horror movies I ever saw.
Well, that's a
As a
perfect
kid.
good reason.
But
I
like,
don't see anything wrong with that at all.
Nightmare on Elm Streets, like all of them.
All of them, yeah. What is your favorite franchise of all?
I kind of don't want to say. I'm kind of embarrassed.
What?
Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the first three anyway.
Yeah, well, I gotta explain this too because when the first one came out, I absolutely refused to watch it. I thought it was stupid. It was a stupid premise. I was like, oh, why are they making movies like this? Nah, nah, nah.
But you always get mad at like found footage movies.
Yeah, but it's not really. Well, I mean, it's kind of found footage.
It is.
But I think when I watched it, it was the story. Like, the second one really pulled me in. 'Cause
Right.
I hadn't watched the first movie when it first came out. It was like years before I watched it.
Oh, I thought they were pretty creepy, man. I like them. I actually like those.
Right.
I know some people are really against them, but I don't think the first three are bad at all.
I understand why they're against them, especially if you hadn't seen them, but you cannot deny, especially the second one, the first and second one together, you can't deny that that's a good story. And then I think the way they just pulled them all together was really good.
Well,
and
for the
then-
longest time, I wouldn't even buy any after 3, remember?
Right.
And then I was like, oh, it's $5. I'll pick this one up. Oh, well, I'll get this one. It was $7.
Right.
We still haven't watched Ghost Dimension. That was probably one of the worst ones
That
of all
was
of it.
bad.
Like,
that
the marked
was
ones
bad.
was better than that.
Yeah, the marked ones was pretty good.
It was different, but I like how they brought it back.
Right, but not all of Paranormal Activities are going to be good. Also, I do... See,
What's your second favorite?
I'm a little bit embarrassed, too.
Why?
I feel like people are going to judge me, but you
No.
gotta understand, like, I come from I like cheesy movies, but I know there's a difference between, like, cheesy, good horror movies, and there's, like, bad cheesy horror movies. Like, kind of bad cheesy. I like kind of bad cheesy horror movies, so, like...
Oh, like Birdemic?
Yeah. But the Purge series, I really like.
I like the first one. I think it's the best.
See, and I think that's the worst.
Really?
I do.
Well, that's not really... I don't know.
that's
I mean,
the
I'll
worst.
watch the other ones, but I still think
I-
the first.
I-
It's because it's a slow burn.
Yes, exactly. It's
Yeah.
a slow burn. It's such a great
And you're only a
premise.
year younger than me, so what the fuck?
I know.
You should be into the slow burn.
I know, and it's I love the premise. I wish it was better done.
Yeah,
like
I
wish the
spent more money on the right
stories
area. The story is a little
better.
flawed.
Yeah, I mean the second one was okay. It
Pacing,
was good.
shit like that.
It was better. It's my favorite one.
The third one?
The second.
That's so weird.
I know, because it's so bad.
It's not as... I thought the third one was a little bit better than that one.
I really enjoyed the third one. I can't wait for the TV show, and I really think...
I think it's meant for TV more than it is in the film.
I'm really excited for it.
I hope they, like, go all out and, like, do some gory-ass shit.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the TV show.
They're probably going to make it a drama, and that's going to kind of, like, irritate me a little bit.
Not.
Like, just...
That would be good.
Just... Like, what is it going to be? It's like the build up to that day, or they have the day, and then they're going to, it's probably going to start off with the day, the night, and then it's going to be like behind the scenes, like who did this?
Well, it might be how it affects people too, like if somebody got killed.
I was telling them that they should do, each season should be a new purge, and then by the whatever season it is, they bring them all together.
Oh, they tie all the characters together. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Start to intermingle them.
Right.
The survivor ones.
Right. That's a good idea.
That would make for a better story, but I think what they're going to do is they're just going to drag it out and bumper them. So it'll be like mass chaos in the middle or the beginning, mass chaos at the end.
Right.
Maybe a little bit mid-season chaos in the...
Right.
But like I don't know how you turn that into a whole fucking
show.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
What is it? Hour 1?
We'll see.
Hour 2? It's going to be like 12 episodes and it's 12 hours of fucking... Like, that would be awesome. I would be cool with that.
I feel like I've already seen that show, and I think Kevin Bacon was in it. And
wait, what?
I said I think I've already
The
seen
following. Is that what it was? Is that the one with the Edgar Allan Poe fucking idiot?
That was funny.
What is the scariest movie of your whole life?
Twilight.
What?
No,
Shut the hell up.
Ugh, I hate that movie. Probably Fire in the Sky.
Yeah.
It gave me nightmares.
We're gonna have to watch that.
But I don't want to talk about it. We'll have to talk about it in an episode.
Things banging on the bed.
I could... Shut up. We're not talking about that.
You won't let me talk about the ghost thing in the house. That's like
No.
In the demon closet. We call it the demon closet, guys.
Shut up.
It's fucking, she will dodge this every time, and I really just want to eat her brain about it because it scared me so bad that I don't know. I didn't know how to, and she won't talk to me about it. So it's like I'm just like
talked about it before.
But what did you hear when you woke up? Like
I heard you waking me up,
and then you felt the bed.
Yeah, and it felt like the dog,
the cat,
whatever.
Yeah, because it lowered in intensity. It was louder than that before you even woke up. It was harder.
But also, I've seen shit too. And I've noticed if we don't talk about that shit...
Oh, it's coming tonight.
It doesn't happen.
It's going to come in the bedroom tonight.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't know. I'm just fascinated by it. It scares me, but yeah. Like, I don't want to know, like, what your perspective was when you woke up. Like, should I tell them the story and then maybe you could just, like, kind of tell me? We're not going to, like, it's not like we're trudging it up.
You are trudging
They're going to want to know.
Well, then you're going to have to do an episode about it.
No.
Yeah.
So, guys, I talked about this in the first episode that we ever did. But there was a night. Oh, my God. I'll just explain it again for those of us new listeners out here who haven't been with us since the beginning. There was a night, it was a day that we went out. We got up early. I think it was like 9. And then we went out at like 10 o'clock in the morning to go get groceries or something like that. And we went to the like store. We came back and we're like laughing and talking as we come in. And before she said anything, I heard somebody talking in the house. Like it sounded like someone was in the house. It
was an echo.
And then
through the vents.
And then she was like, and then I brushed it off in my mind, but then she goes, "Did you hear that?"
Did you hear that?
Right. And I was like, "Yeah, I did."
Or I was like, "What the fuck is that?"
No, you're like, "Alex, did you hear that?" And I was like, "Yeah, I actually did. I didn't know what it was at first."
It sounded like someone was in this studio.
It sounded like someone was in the living room.
No, to me, it sounded like it was something through the vent that I could hear, and it sounded because you can hear shit through the vents,
right?
Because like when you guys,
but it sounded like closer. I could hear bass in the voice. I could hear bass.
Okay, that's not what I heard. I literally heard like someone was talking and you could hear it through the vents. Like when you guys are podcasting and I can hear you through the vent.
Okay.
It was like that.
I don't remember. I thought it sounded like it was in the room.
Okay.
I literally had to grab a bat, I think. Like, because I was like, okay, somebody's in the house. Like, it seemed like somebody was there. Like, we totally thought somebody was in here.
Right.
Like, there was no doubt in our mind. Like, we knew somebody was in the house.
I don't want to talk about this.
No. We are already in
this.
depth. We're fine. We're not trudging it up, but I want to tell them so that they can know. You're here now. We don't know when we're going to talk about it again. Let's do this. So then we went through every room, every closet, everything in this house, even the back patio.
No one was here.
Nobody was here. And then, so it was like kind of like a sigh of relief. Like we were freaked out at first, but then we were like,
I was like, okay, well, it's probably the neighbors because you can kind of
Right.
hear through the wall.
And what did I do?
Sometimes.
Why don't you tell them what I did?
I don't remember.
Because I made fun of it at the time. Remember? And you were like, don't bring that in here. I walked out into the hallway. And I was like...
Oh, you're like, come at me, bro.
Yeah. No, I said, come at me, ghost. Come on, bro. Like, and I taunted it. And so I laughed about it. She got freaked out that I did that. She was like, don't you bring that here or something like that.
Don't you bring that shit in here?
It's the most serious that she's ever been with me. And like... and I was laughing about it. And we went in the living room and then went on with our day. But that night, we went to bed at like...
Was it that night? Or
it was that
like
night. No, it was that night, honey. So we went to bed that night, and we're passed out. I had a dream, like a really disturbing dream. A dream that I had kind of had before in a different way.
Wasn't it about demons?
Yes, it was about demons. I was dreaming about these demons that were like... I found out where they were or something like that, and then I tried to like mingle... Because I was stuck in a situation.
You're like, hey, what's up,
No,
guys?
like literally, that's what it felt like. I felt like I was trying to befriend them so that they wouldn't like possess or kill me, and like I was just trying to talk to them any way I could. And then I don't know why it scared the fuck. I can't remember the details of the thing, but I remember it getting kind of intense in the dream, and I woke up freaked out. Like I was really freaked out, panicked. And I haven't had a dream like that, like, since I was a kid. And I got really scared. And as soon as I opened my eyes and was, like, awake, I heard something pounding at the foot of my bed over and over. Just, it sounded and felt like someone was slamming almost like a bowling ball or something on the bed. It was so heavy. I could feel my feet moving, Christina. Like... And then I was petrified. Like, I have never been that scared in my entire life. And I almost died in a head-on collision. And I have never been that scared. Like,
right.
It fucking scared me. And I reached over slowly, shaking. My whole arm was shaking. Like, I was like a straight out of a fucking horror movie. I reached over, I tapped you on the shoulder. And I was like, I shook your shoulder. And I was just like, Christina. And it was still doing it while I was trying to wake you up. And it was like, boom. Boom, 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 at the foot of the bed, just like this. And it took me about 30 seconds to be able to move. I was so scared.
Uh-huh.
And then I shook you, and you were like...
And I did, like, I felt something.
This is what I want to know from you, because
something.
you've never really fully fucking explained this to me. And I want to know.
Well,
because
yeah, I have. Like, I remember I felt something and I heard something. I was just waking up. I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, what the fuck? And to me, it felt like Suspiria was...
My cat, Suspiria.
Scratching the end of the bed. Which
Right.
she's done like a million times before.
But what you don't understand is while I was waking you up, it's almost like it knew I was waking you up. And slowly, it started to go down. Like, it stopped.
And to be honest, like, I'm not mocking you, and I'm not saying it wasn't that, but what I'm saying is...
You said, I remember your words, I said, did you hear that? And you're like, yeah, what the fuck was that?
Right.
What the fuck is that?
But I would rather rationalize it as...
A cat, because it scares the shit out of you?
Because that's what I recognized it as.
Right.
I mean, you probably heard and felt more more of it than I did.
That felt like an eternity to me.
But,
you have no idea.
Right.
And then she was like...
I understand, but I just want to go back to bed because it's like, well, what the fuck are you going to do?
I don't know.
Leave?
You think I could have gone to bed? You know how long it took me to go back to sleep?
I know, but it's... Should we have left? Like, I don't
know. But I just...
Okay, and then another
if it were you in my shoes, you would be fucking so scared.
But I've
Christina.
had that shit happen to me in that room.
Really?
When that right around the time when Suspiria had passed away, maybe 1 or 2 months later, I would see her in the middle of the night.
Oh, we thought that
once
piece
in a
of tape
while.
was like her playing or something.
We thought she was scratching shit and whatnot. That too.
But it was tape on the fan.
I've seen shit fly off the fucking top of the refrigerator.
Oh yeah,
which I've told you
Which is
about.
weird because it's always so far in. Like, how would it fall?
Because she used to get up there and push it off.
Right.
But there was this one night. Well, I've told you there was this one night where I thought again.
Let's finish this story first.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want to get into it, but like.
Well, I don't want to get into it either because when you do,
it's scaring me right
like
now
that,
just talking about it.
Well,
I know.
Me too. And
because we're literally one
room
room away from where all this happened, and it has been how many years now since that happened?
It's been a couple years.
It's been like 3 years.
Yeah.
3-4
and
years.
I don't want to fucking talk about it, and I don't want to fucking.
Well, let me just get it done. Let me just get it done.
Okay,
so
but that's what I think about.
So you did hear it. You heard something at the foot of the bed.
Yeah.
And then when I grabbed the phone, she was like, "What the fuck is that?"
Oh yeah.
And then
turn on the light.
and then I grabbed my phone off the desk, off the nightstand, and I grabbed it and I shined it very I was so scared to do this. This is the scariest. I turned on the light to the left of me, and then, because I'm on the left side of the bed, and then I shined it, and I swear to God, I was just like, this is a horror movie. Something's going to be at the foot of the bed. I knew something was there. Like, I knew something was there. And I was just waiting for a face to be looking right back at me. That's how fucking real it was to me. And I shine, and I'm not like, I am usually a skeptic. Like, typically, I am a skeptical person.
Right.
I shined it over there. Nothing. It was just the cat sitting on the bed. And she was, like, laying there like she'd been laying there. And she was like, what's going on? Like, she looked tired and sleepy.
Yeah, why didn't it wake her up?
I don't know. Dude, that scared me, though, man. Needless to say, guys, I slept with the light on in the bathroom.
Oh, we still do.
We still sleep with the light on now because of that night. And that was 3 fucking years ago.
Okay, what?
And I can't sleep with the closet open either because for whatever reason, I feel like it came from there.
Okay, anyway. But another thing I don't understand about that night is you usually don't go to bed early.
Right.
Well, during that time,
I never did, yeah.
You always came to bed at like
6 in the morning?
Yeah, 6 in the morning. But that night you went to bed at like 11, 12. But that did happen at like 3 in the morning.
Right.
I do remember that because I was like, why are
It was
you
like
even in
3:33. I swear to God.
Well, I don't know if it was 3:33. I just remember it was around 3 o'clock. It doesn't matter. But I do remember waking up being like, why the fuck are you even in bed? Because you're usually up. You usually would go to bed when I was getting up.
Right. Well, it's just, can you imagine, like, being in a terrifying nightmare, and then when you wake up to safety, to wake up to something pounding the end of your bed, like someone punching the bed. Like, can you imagine, like, how that feels to me? Like, and how petrified I am?
Right.
She's so mad right now that we talked about this.
I'm mad.
Because she thinks we're drudging up the fucking...
It's stupid and it's boring.
It's not boring. It's not boring. It's fucking real, dude. I would never bring this shit up if I thought it was not. Like, that scared me. That was the most scary thing in my entire life. It really is. And I'm sorry I brought it up. I'm almost regretting bringing it up now.
Yeah. That's why I don't like you to bring that shit up.
I know.
And you just totally ruined my night and the rest of the podcast. Because now I don't even want to talk about...
Yeah, are you ready to go to bed?
Actually, yeah, I can go to sleep right now.
All right, guys. Well,
after that horror shot, I can go to bed.
yeah, I've been drinking them while we've been doing the show. I've just been fucking going, man.
I'm done.
Well, I think it's awesome that you came on.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Yeah, I had so much fun. Like, we cried, we bickered, it's play bickering, guys.
It is. No, seriously, like
we don't care.
It
like we
sounds like when we bicker, you'll know if we're bickering.
Right.
Like,
when we argue, you'll know when we argue.
Oh yeah, you know. When
but we're actually
arguing.
we're not that bad. We catch ourselves.
Right.
So, but either way, I'm really glad you came
laugh.
on. Thank you for filling in and for Pat.
problem.
You know, we're definitely gonna have to do this again.
You need more women on.
I want more women. I wanted to have another woman co-host. You know what I mean? Like, I want that dynamic. I feel like it's needed. You know what I mean? Like,
it is.
Because I feel like when people listen to the show, like, they think, oh, they're just a bunch of dumb guys, you know, saying dumb shit.
Dick jokes.
Right. But, like, I know so many women that do make these jokes, right?
Is this the first episode you've had without dick jokes? Did you make any dick? Do we make any dick jokes?
I don't know.
First episode without dick jokes. Woo!
You just wish you had one. I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
No.
Well, you do have one.
You are my dick.
We made a dick joke.
Yay!
Whew. Safe. I'm just kidding. But anyway, thank you for coming on, Christina.
I love you. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. Good luck going to sleep, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
But guys,
Thanks for ending with that, by the way.
All right, guys. So that was it for our show this Monday. We will be returning on Thursday. Hopefully, we're not 100% sure yet. So I'm going to end this sweetly by saying I'm not 100% sure. But if you do, keep an eye out for it and make sure you share it. Patrick's been going through some stuff for a little bit today, and we're going to be trying to come back with him on Thursday. If not, maybe me and Christina will do it if we got time, but we're all very busy. So,
Right.
But I'm glad you came on. Thank you for coming on, Christina.
You're welcome.
Guys, we'll see
I love
you. We'll see you next time on Beyond the Void Horror Podcast.
Beyond the Void Horror Podcast. Tune in this Thursday for part 2 of